not to waste any time here. So when I was in Florida, you said we got our show Monday morning, and I said, well, pick a topic that you think that our viewers and listeners need to delve into. You pick it. I trust you, and I think you have picked a gem. So I talked about it with my first coaching client earlier this morning, told him to be sure to tune in because you were going to share some good stuff. So I'm just going to sit back and turn it over to you, Mikey.
Well, and I want your no nonsense, direct response marketing, offline brain to apply to this technology. What the title of this particular episode, and of course I'm going to try to be sympathetic to the podcast listeners, because if I show some things here in the live that you won't be able to see, I'll describe them. But I highly recommend the podcast listeners go to pestcontrolmarketing.live and you can watch the video, because you'll be able to see some of these things in action as I demonstrate it. But back in 1994, a Japanese automotive manufacturer said that traditional barcodes. Now, you know what I mean by a barcode. You go in the grocery store nowadays, when every piece of groceries in the grocery store has those little straight lines. They're just a whole bunch of straight lines. And the checkout lady, she just scans that and it comes up, Campbell's soup, 99 cents, I mean.
In my offline world, barcode means you go into the bar, give them a code, and they give you a drink.
Right. There you go. Well, that was probably 1949 when you first started drinking, as opposed to 10 till 8 this morning. Anyway, a barcode was a printed code that was not numbers, but it was lines, and it represented an inventory number. And barcodes, I think they called UPC. You may have to correct me on that. But anyway, the barcodes are complicated. You have to get them assigned by some organization that does the codes. I mean, they're not simple. So anyway, this car manufacturer in 1994 said, we need to make a visual printed code that can refer to whatever we want to. And they did it to inventory auto parts in a Japanese automaker in 1994. And, something I did a little research over the weekend, things I didn't know. I've known these things called QR codes for years now, but I didn't know what QR stands for. Well, it stands for Quick Response Code. Pretty logical, don't you think?
But, yeah, I could have figured that one out.
Well, there you go. But quite honestly, I didn't know that I ever needed to know, and knowing that's not going to make you any money. But the thing is it was developed as a square. And in fact, I'll show a printout of one right here. That we've seen these things, and especially during COVID, we've seen a lot of people starting to use these things. They use them for airline tickets and menus at restaurants. So let's talk about the function of what the code does. The code is not the magic. The code is something that a scanner can read and retrieve some information.
That's like a door. It's just a door you open.
It's just a door you open. And the thing that was when cell phones started having cameras on them, then a cell phone, which I'm holding in my hand here, with its camera lens, could, with an app, become a scanner. And this was, I don't know, when the iPhone came out, probably over 10, 12 years ago. So we as internet marketers kind of got excited about, hey, we can make this code go to pages on the internet or places on the internet. And we can use that for marketing, especially from the print world, the offline world of print, to the online world of a web page on a phone. Well, it didn't really take off like we hoped it would, because the public didn't understand that they had to download a scanner app, a QR code scanner application. They had to install it on their phone. They had to open that app, and then that app could use the cell phone's camera and make the camera become a scanner. So because there was that extra step of downloading this app, configuring the app with your phone's camera, and then people setting up where the code went, it didn't really take off as well as marketers had thought it would. It was just, too complicated. The public didn't embrace it, especially the baby boomer generation. Our generation struggles with these phones. Kids, get these phones inside out. They can make it do anything. They used to say, if you have trouble with your phone, hand it to your grandchild and she'll show you. But at the end of the day, QR codes didn't do, so we kind of forgot about them. And I'm guilty of that. But when iOS 11 came out, and of course, anything that Apple does, Android follows suit immediately. In other words, it looks like the Google people who are Android, they're watching what Apple does, and anything that Apple does, they replicate it within weeks. Well, when iOS 11 for Apple came out, Apple said, you know what, we're going to make it so you don't need an app anymore for QR codes. Basically, all you got to do, and I'm showing this right now. Here's my phone. And one of the things baby boomers and everybody figured out how to do was turn the camera on to take a picture. Everybody figured that out. I mean, my wife has taken pictures. Shoot, if I was developing film like I used to in the 80s, I'd be broke. As many pictures as she takes. But because of these cell phones, taking pictures is easy. So whenever you have a QR code, now I'm going to show this QR code. This is a little thing I made you and sent you how to put up on Facebook, because we're going to talk about places to put QR codes. But you see that little square there? That is the QR code. That's just a series of dots. And in fact, if you were to hold your phone up to the screen, Hal, to that code, once you do that, hold it up to the screen and see how quick it responds. I mean, I'm going to show you on mine here.
Okay, I just did it, and now I'm looking at the site. I just did it from when you held it up, and now I'm on that website.
Right, and here I'm doing it live for here on mine, and so the minute I hold the camera on this, I'm on the website. And of course, one of the things we're doing there is we're wanting people to know about your book, How to Grow a Pest Control Business. In other words, we got to look at this little QR code marketing piece.
By the way, if you're looking at it now, if you're watching this, go ahead and scan that and download my book. It's free. You can buy it on Amazon for $30, or you can scan that thing and get it free right now. How's that?
Well, there you go. And that is one example of directing a cell phone to a place that we want people to go. No obligation. All you got to do is just, in fact, I'm going to throw it up here as an image that's clear. So, in fact, there's the image. And if you're watching this, you can't do it on the podcast. But if you scanned it with your phone from anywhere the phone can see it, then at the top of the phone is the link that pops up from the scanner, and then there you are. You're at the point where you can register and download the book. So
and if I was a pest control company, then I could just say, this month only get 30% off annual mosquito treatment, and you can hold that up. You could click on it and takes them to a page where they get a good deal.
Yeah, well, and that's one of the things that I want to kind of go into a little more detail here about is, first of all, the magic to a QR code is that really creatively thinking where you want to send people. And, I think that because of COVID and the fact that, we were just talking about it the other day, you and I, Hal, is that everybody is used to seeing restaurants now have QR codes sitting on their table on a little card, so they don't have to hand out, infected menus. I mean, that's just one use. And in other words, they're saying, we're not going to hand out paper menus or laminated menus. So just take your phone, hold your camera, open your camera, hold it here, and then most people are on the damn phones at a restaurant anyway.
Yeah.
So it's a way that they're just sending. The destination of the code is the menu, but the destination could be a whole lot more. So step one, how do you make a QR code? Well, there is many, many sites out there. The one that I like is absolutely free. It's QR-code-generator.com. So, I mean, pretty easy. If you want to generate a QR code, you go to QR- or a dash code-generator.com, and you can make all the printable QR codes you can imagine. So the making of the code is the easy part. But what are the things you can do with it? Well, when you go to that site, you can build unlimited codes to unlimited pages you control on your website. So, like you said, one of the examples is you could have coupon of the month. You create a code and a page on your website that's hidden, and the only way they can find that page is if they scan the code. So guess what? The code never changes because the page is the same URL or the same link. But you could go in there, and there's actually software plugins for our websites that will let you create coupons that look like printable coupons. So you could have, pest control special of the month, just as a service to all customers and any customers. Scan this code. So, and then you can go in and change the special of the month. Check it often, because with the special changes, you can send it to your homepage. One of the ideas I had yesterday is make a secret elevator speech video where you're the owner of the company, and it's kind of like a message from the president. Why I want your business, why you want to do business with me, what sets me apart from my competition. And the fact that you watched this video, just mention when you called that you saw the president's message. Here's a bonus for you, extra 5% off, a free mosquito. The creativity has nothing to do with the QR code. It's just using it and remembering that you're sending content to a cell phone. That's
it's like that door. It's like that door. You're inviting them into a room, and there needs to be something in that room that gets them excited about buying from you.
Right. You've intrigued them with a headline. If I show this again, the intriguing line, which you could rewrite this. I love this new frame thing that the QR code generator does. They make this thing called a frame, and I love that little frame that says "Scan me." That's a call to action. Picture of the book, but the Hal on. Hal says, "Get my free book and double your business. Scan me." I mean, that's hopefully a curiosity to any pest control owner. Double my business, and all I got to do is hold my phone up to this code, and I'll have the keys to the kingdom just by doing that. That's marketing. That has nothing to do with technology. It's all about, but how did I build this code? I put the website address in the website, and it instantly created this. And in fact, I'll demonstrate that here in a minute. So I was noticing other things that QR codes can do. You can put a V card. A V card is all of your contact information that cell phones can save in their contact list. So in other words, let's say you build a QR code and you put it on your business card. You can have people scan your business card, and instantly your email address, your phone numbers, your text message capabilities, everything gets instantly transferred to the phone right from the code. So the use of V cards is huge in the cell phone contact world. So you can use a QR code to force a V card to another cell phone. You can also do a pre-built text message. So in other words, somebody that says, "Hey, text me to let me know if you want to do business with me. So they can actually scan the QR code and hit a button, and the button has a pre-built, this is a text message, I am interested in your business, give me a call as soon as possible. So in other words, you can pre-write that text message, they can scan the code, hit a button, and now all of a sudden you've captured the phone number of a potential client just from them holding the phone up to the QR code. You can do the same thing to your email address. You can force an email to be set from the phone using QR code. And you can send just plain text messages. So it's not just sending people to unlimited places on the internet. It's about getting creative of what you want the code to send to. In fact, I was reading yesterday, a big business in Japan is producing videos of people's lives and interviews with them, and then they put the QR code on their tombstone. So
I heard about that. Yeah.
Right. And it's very popular in Japan because people are very respectful of the descendants, and they will go around to tombstones and hold their phones up and watch videos. Hi, my name was Mike Stewart. I was born in.
Hey, this is Hal Coleman, and if you're watching this video, that means I'm dead. And I'm right down here below you, right?
Yeah, I'm looking at you. And, but, I'm just saying that the code is not the magic. The creative, where you send it, is. And that's kind of why I think that we've really got, Hal, have you got any other ideas that a PCO can use?
This applies to the same as websites that we've been teaching people for years, is that the website's not the magic. It's what the website says and what the website does, and the messaging that the website sends to the decision maker in the person's head that persuades them to pick up the phone and do business with you. It's, people say, I don't need a website. I already got a website. And I said, well, what does it do? So it's the same thing. It's like, say, it's not the code. It's not the door. It's what's behind the door that matters.
Absolutely.
And just thinking you could, I'm sitting here with my gears just rolling. You could have one just for real estate agents. Hi, thanks for clicking on the code. This is Hal Coleman. If you're a real estate agent, I'm about to tell you something that I can do for you that no other pest control company can do for you. And you can have a message to property managers. It's unlimited how many you could have. How many ways you could take advantage of this.
Well, the thing that's what I think that I was having a talk with one of our clients, and he said, what else are things that I could be doing? And in fact, his name's Roger Tinker. I'm going to give a shout out to good old Roger. Roger is still loving putting on what's called door hangers, printed door hangers that I guess when his techs are out, they go to a
lot of pest control companies use those.
Well, if you're going to print these things up, put QR codes on them with incentives to scan them.
Send them to your 60-second video, that your powerful, dynamic, compelling, hypnotic, irresistible message that convinces people beyond a shadow of a doubt that you're the company that they ought to do business with, and forget about everybody else.
So door hangers, envelopes, business cards, anywhere you can print. We talked about even maybe on trucks, you could put it on the truck. I think there's some laws about holding the phones up, and but if somebody's in a parking lot and they see a QR code of a truck sitting there, they can scan it. And then anywhere you can print this square of squares of checks, it works. So people in the podcast can't see this, but you can see this. These are all the different things that you can send to a phone. So for instance, if we wanted to put in pest control marketer.com, you can see, if you're watching this, the minute you put the web address in, it makes the code, and then you just download it and print it. And it's pretty amazing all the different ways.
Yeah, hang on. I'm gonna scan that one right there.
All right, you scan that one with your phone.
I'm scanning it right now. I just hit the button, and right now I'm on that website. It was that fast and that easy. I'm looking at the website, pestcontrolmarketer.com.
So generating the codes, and like I said, V cards is when you fill out all your contact information, it will send that right to the phone, and it'll let you send a pre-written email, a pre-written text message, and then of course you can send Bitcoin and Facebook and forms like employment forms. You can send audio clips. I mean, you can send images. I mean, you can do anything with a QR code that you want to send to the phone. So
we're hiring. Scan this code and fill out an application.
Right, absolutely. So, we're going to work on it for our clients. And, the question is, if you say, can I send it to somebody via, probably the answer is yes. Yes, you can. You can send pretty much anything imaginable. You can actually probably send them a link to pay, the link to pay you online. I mean, the list goes on and on of what you can do. So that's pretty much what I wanted to cover this morning. I mean, I'll go over here and see if there's any, Vicky says, excellent advice. Thank you, Vicky. So at the end of the day, Hal, we're going to be working with our clients on finding as many creative templates for using QR codes to, I tell people nowadays, it's 1,000 little things. Mm-hmm. And this is just another little thing. Is this everything? Absolutely not. This is just one of the 1,000 little things. But if you do more things than your competitors, then that's what can help you jump across it. So thank you, the folks that developed this amazing technology. You're going to see it more and more because it works instantly with the phones. And it's just, how can we creatively advise pest control owners to be using this? Because once again, creating the code is free. Where you send them is the magic.
Yep.
Any other comments there, my friend?
I don't have much. This was great, Mike. And, there again, I think back when QR codes first came out, it was something that people got excited over because it was new, but they didn't know what to do with it, and they didn't know how to use it, and didn't know the applications. And you said there were just one or two steps in there that made it complicated, and sometimes that's all it takes to ruin a good idea. But people's savvy of things like that has grown in leaps and bounds over the last few years, and now we revisited it and see that they're just unlimited in the creative ways you can use these QR codes to grow your pest control business or your wildlife control business or any business. Right. And it's all about getting more new customers and making more money and growing your business and building your retirement and building your security. And this is just another one of those tools that can help you do it.
Well, I'm going to one more time here, I'm going to share. I encourage everybody to scan this code. If you're at pestcontrolmarketing.live, you'll be able to scan the code I'm showing right now because you're watching a video. In fact, that's another place that we should start putting QR codes, is in our YouTube videos, in our landing page videos, in our pay-per-click video landing page videos, our pay-per-click pages. You can have bonuses that people can scan. The list goes on and on the places you can put these codes. And if you're not watching us live on pestcontrolmarketing.live, we try to go live twice a month, but we archive the audio from the live stream as our podcast. We've got a lot of podcast subscribers, and we thank all of those folks for subscribing to the podcast. And just remember, Hal and I will spend an hour with anybody who ever we do this podcast as a public service because we love helping people, but a percentage of the folks, they do call Hal at 770-993-0004 or Hal at Hal Coleman. Hal, tell them about how you'll spend time you send, in fact, that's a use of your QR code. You could put a QR code to where they could get your questionnaire. Maybe that's
I'll spend an hour with you. It won't cost you a penny. There's zero obligation whatsoever and zero sales pitch forced on you. So, and what I do is I have a questionnaire that I send, just about a dozen questions about your business, how you're growing, what marketing strategies you're using, what you're not using, where your business is coming from, how much from each place. And that way, when we spend our hour together, I don't have to spend an hour asking you all of those questions. I'll have them ahead of time before our hour appointment. It'll be done on the telephone, nothing complicated. And we'll discover some really low-hanging fruit that you're probably overlooking or not aware of. And you'll come away with an entirely different perspective on what you need to do to get your business on a growth track. I've never had anybody yet say anything other than that was a great hour spent. Thank you for that information. Very helpful. And it's free. So give me a call. I'd be happy to meet with you and help you any way I can. I think you'll come away from that hour thinking, wow, what a great choice that was to meet with Al Coleman for an hour. And you do the same thing. And I tell people, you need to call Mike, talk with him about your website and your internet marketing, because there are things that you just don't know what you don't know. And Mike will turn you on to things you never ever thought about or never will think about on your own, and it won't cost you a penny. So that's the way we work.
Yeah, I'd love to help people look, kind of do what we call a hot seat and just talk about, what's made a difference for our other customers. You can call me at 770-826-3662. That's my cell phone. I have it with me all the time. And I look forward to helping PCOs. Some of the things that I do every month is we do a website evaluation. We look for response triggers if they're missing. The biggest thing, hey, I forgot QR code to your Google reviews. That's one of the things I'm going to be implementing with my existing client, is say, scan this and review us. My gosh, that I have heard over and over again. One of the things that we work with when we look at people is, what is the status of your Google reviews, your Yelp reviews, your Facebook reviews, your what's called your social media annotations and your reputation, your social media reputation management. If you don't pay attention to these things, you can't calculate the money you're losing. So one of the other things is we build ad campaigns. It's interesting. One of our clients said, you have to cut the ads down. I can't handle the demand. Isn't that a nice problem to have so much business you can't handle it?
Yeah, I remember a few years ago, we had a guy, it's been a good many years ago now, who was out in Phoenix who specialized in apartment pest control, and he didn't do residential. And he had an elderly lady call him who'd been referred to him. She had bed bugs in her home, and he specialized in bed bugs and German roaches for apartment. And he said, I just couldn't say no, so I went out there and did it. And he said, I was out there. I think he said it was like a $480 bed bug job. And he said, I was out there for 2 or 3 hours or whatever. And he said, that wasn't bad money. He said, I could handle some more. I like that. He said, I would. I said, you want to do more residential? And he said, yeah, I do. I said, well, call Mike, get him to build you a residential bed bug website. And I'll write the content, put it on there for you, and you'll be in the residential business. So you did, and it was like 3 weeks later or 4 weeks later, I said, how's it going? Oh, I shut that thing down. That's terrible. My phone's ringing off the hook. People want me to do bed bug jobs. I don't have time to do those. I said, I thought you wanted more. Yeah, but I didn't want that many. So he shut the thing down because he got covered up. Guy got covered up in residential business, but he didn't want the residential business. So it just shows you how it works,
Yeah. Be careful what you ask for. But the thing is, anyway, that does not compute my brain turning down paying business. But anyway, all right. So what we're going to end here with is this. Hopefully this has been a good episode for the podcast folks as well as the video folks. I'm how to grow a pestcontrolbusiness.com. That's where you register to get Hal's book absolutely free. One of the things we have is an opportunity if you go there to check out our group coaching, which is very, very important. That's pestcontrolmarketinggold.com. If you get the book, you're going to get a secret offer to get into that program. We got a lot of people. We meet once a month, and people are really enjoying the group coaching. And then we got, like I said, the opportunity that people work one-on-one with us. I get calls every day from our clients saying, I got this from Google. What does it mean? And just having the insurance of going, don't worry about it. Everybody's getting that message. There's in fact, yesterday, there's a glitch with Google causing that. Don't worry, but I'll take care of it. It'll get fixed. That's the kind of things that we do for folks is we hold them accountable to success. So with all that being said, I'm going to put up one more time this scannable code for Hal's book. There it is. And that's how to grow a pest control business.com, or you can scan the code that I'm showing right now. And Hal, unless you got any final words to talk about, I think I'm pretty proud of this show. I think this was a necessary show for today.
I do. I think it was great, Mike. And thanks for watching this episode, and we'll see you next time.
Hey, Mike Stewart here with the Mike Stewart Everything Club, today's sponsor. It's a way for you to own all of my products for one low monthly subscription price. I looked at the Netflix model. They charge you a monthly fee, and it gets you access to all they do from now on as long as you stay a paying member. So you can go to the website, MikeStewartEverythingClub.com, and watch the video to learn more about it. But basically, for $19.97 a month, you're going to have access to podcast install, mastering mobile video, instant video blogger, easy follow-up video, tablet video membership sites, $2 themes, over 500 tracks of legal music to use in your YouTube videos, sales videos, and podcasts, local domain reseller, how to make money every month selling domains and hosting through GoDaddy, and marketing wisdom from my partner, Hal Coleman, and myself with the Next Level Marketing Workshop. Plus, coming real soon, I'm going to be selling .live secrets for $4.97, and as a current member, paid member, you're going to have access to that as well. Plus a whole lot more in the works, and it's all included with your monthly subscription to Mike Stewart Everything Club. So be sure to check us out at MikeStewartEverythingClub.com.
Stewart.live. Audio and video marketing.